Make sure you do this before you quit your job. Oh, my dog just came in. Hi, Nori.
What's up, guys? It's Nick over here. Welcome to day 14 of the vlog. We're 2 weeks into this vlog, and I realized I never had like a good conversation with me and the camera. It's always just me walking around, me and my phone, me and my dog. And I guess now that we're halfway into a month, might as well do a quick personal note of a video. Anyways, in August of 2023, I quit my job. I was working in a corporate company for a year and a half. It wasn't meant for me, and the day-to-day work wasn't really it for me. I think I made decent money, but typically when you switch jobs, you'd want to have like an upward mobility, especially during the time that I switched companies. However, I took a pay cut when I joined. Yeah, although I shouldn't say it negatively impacted me like mentally wise, but like I guess now in hindsight it doesn't look good because if I look at other roles now, like they don't pay as much as they used to. So like that's one thing to consider. Anywho, I've had the opportunity to travel a lot since August. I went to Japan and Southeast Asia, but honestly, like traveling does come at a cost. But I guess one question a lot of people may ask, like, why did you quit your job? Quitting a job at this young of an age is not a to-do thing that most young people would want to do, especially when you have worked so hard. So yeah, quitting your job is really impactful. You have to be very sure that you want to do it. I, I'm still not used to it. Like it still feels weird, like having so much free time, but trying to make sure you're being productive out of it all.
Alright. Make sure you do this before you quit your job. The first thing you have to do when you quit your job, you make sure you have enough savings saved up for whatever duration you plan to be unemployed. One of the most important things for survival, especially in the US, is having money. Money talks, money is accessibility. Regardless, you want to have savings that will last you as long as you think you'd be unemployed. A good simple no is having 3 months, and that's typically an emergency fund. I wouldn't necessarily use your emergency fund as your unemployment savings fund if you intentionally are going to be unemployed. I would have made an emergency fund and then another savings account for being unemployed during this time, because the emergency fund could be for like, for example, you got hospitalized, and that's an expense that you cannot predict. So what if you're traveling, right, and then something happened? The emergency fund is there for you. Another thing to keep in mind now is having some form of income if you haven't thought of one already. So one thing that I did was I invested a lot of money. Everyone's very different. I'm a heavy investor, at least for someone my age. Good chunk of my money would go to my brokerage account and go into the S&P or a ETF or some stock that pays high dividends. Therefore, every month or every quarter, every payout, I'm getting some money out of that. My dividends right now pay around $300 to $400 of dividends every month. That's not a lot of money, but it's some money that you could use, right? Another important thing I would consider before you actually go unemployed is to create a game plan. You don't know how long you're going to be unemployed for, and you want to make sure you're being productive in some way or form. Albeit, I do believe like everyone should take a break, especially if you've been working for so long. Definitely take that time for yourself, but make a game plan. Say like by this week or this month, you've accomplished one thing. So for me, my first month being unemployed was to relax, like chill out, not think of work. Then the second month, it was all Japan. Japan was awesome. Japan, I also budgeted in advance. I used a lot of points. And if you have a lot of free time right now, one thing to even consider is taking a class or getting some certification. There's a lot of online free materials out there that you could do. One thing I'm doing right now is actually learning how to code again. I took a Python class in college, but why not? Decide to get into some introductional courses. Harvard does provide a free class out there. Then you could also pay in the end of that to get an actual certification for it, so that's neat. I am considering doing that right now, and I'm gonna do it for free. And if I do see some value of getting a certificate, I will most likely buy and pay for it. I think it's around, I'm looking at the price right now. With a code is $186.15, otherwise $220. Still relatively cheap, and you're getting like a good 10-week course. I would also consider getting a side job. It doesn't have to be something that pays like corporate, but something that helps live day by day and not feel the burn of running out of money, or help you sustain during this time. Regardless, the side job is also very beneficial. If you're working in a restaurant, you learn a new skill, you meet new people as well, and I think that's one very important thing to consider. Alright, well, that is all for this video. Decided to be a little more personable in front of the camera, and, you know, we will see you guys tomorrow on the vlog. Alright, stay tuned. Peace. Bye!
I was like,
Say bye.